So I am a bit of it's one of my, I don't know if it's like a guilty pleasure. High school recruiting is fascinating to me. Mm-hmm. Where players choose to go, what the pitches are from coaches to like 5 stars. It's fascinating to me. So for that, I brought in an expert, if you will. We brought in Joel Bryant from HighSchoolOT, our colleague here at Capital Broadcasting, to talk about a phenomena that is occurring in high school recruiting in the state of North Carolina. So Joel, we're gonna attack this. We talked earlier on the Adam Gold Show. We're gonna attack this from a different angle.
Okay.
Who are the best recruits in the state of North Carolina?
So this rising senior class, 2026, it's probably the best class I've seen since I've been doing this. Since 2016, I've been doing this off and on. We have 20 total 4- and 5-star players just in the state alone. It's a very good class.
So where are they going to school, assuming that most of them have made commitments at this point, because it's kind of that point in the calendar?
So the player that most people know about is Faison Brandon, the quarterback out of Greensboro, going to Grimsley High School. 24/7 Sports has him as the number 1 player in the country. He's going to Tennessee. Obviously, anytime you get a quarterback, in this state that's a 5-star player, number 1 in the country in some sites, it's going to be hard to keep that player in state. So Tennessee is going to be a good fit for him, especially with that vertical passing offense they have. Just an incredible arm, an unbelievable arm he has.
So the question then becomes, right? As a fan, I always say it's just good for sports in the region if all the teams are good, right? I don't pretend to be I get accused of being a homer for one school over the other and then the other school over the other all the time. But I genuinely root for all of the local teams because I think it's more fun if they're all good, right? Yeah. I want them to win every game and go into these rivalry games with just all the sizzle in the world. Why aren't players like Faison? Why aren't players, the 4 and 5 stars for the most part? Why aren't they going to local schools? Well, what about North Carolina or State or Duke or Wake or any of the schools that are here within our state boundaries? What don't they provide that Tennessee or Notre Dame or Clemson or wherever these other schools that they're going is providing?
So I think it's that national visibility that you get with these SEC schools. You get with Notre Dame, Oregon, which has a 5-star commit from our state. It's kind of its own kind of brand. They have these national brands. They play on national TV every week. Mm-hmm. They play in the college football playoff. A lot of these guys, when you're coming out of high school, their number 1 goal is to go to the NFL. Before that kind of reality is going to set in for some of them, that's probably going to be a likely thing for some of them. They all think they're going to the NFL, so they want the best chance they can have to kind of be seen by NFL people and go on to the next level. Then also there's that NIL aspect. There's a lot of pretty well-established programs, and that's pretty much all these people do. Tennessee, they're just a big football fan experience. They have a lot of money coming in from multiple different avenues, and I think that they're a little bit further ahead in that kind of stuff. And I think that the general thing with the local schools is we have a couple of new coaches. Obviously, Bill Belichick just got here. Manny Diaz is still kind of new to Duke. There's some kind of transition going on here locally. It's kind of hard to have those relationships if they're new here. Mm-hmm. This has to be a 4-year project to get one of these top players, and it's just going to be hard if you're coming in late to the game like this.
So Belichick to me is fascinating, right? If you're talking about the main priorities getting to the NFL, is and I know you're more connected in the high school football world than I am. It's obvious that the whole we're the 33rd NFL team hasn't maybe, I don't know, transitioned or been sold as well as I think I thought it would. Are teams and high school players not looking at Belichick as the direct path to the NFL? Because, I mean, he's quite frankly, he might be the best NFL coach of all time. And if your dream is to get to the NFL, that logic just kind of connects for me.
I think some of them do, and then some of them just don't, frankly.
Yeah.
If you think about it, the last time that Belichick was really winning all the Super Bowls was what was the last one? 2018,
somewhere around there. Yeah, because the 2021 was Brady in Tampa.
Some of these kids were still maybe in middle school or entering middle school by that time. It's kind of crazy how long ago that was. But he's won more Super Bowls that they remember than Josh Heupel at Tennessee. Right. Yeah, right.
I remember Josh Heupel as the player, but they don't, right? That's a different beast.
I think overall that pathway to the NFL kind of tagline they have for themselves, I think that will pan out overall. It's just going to take some time. like I was saying, like all these kids, they've already had all their relationships with all the coaches and everything. It's gonna be a process to kind of get that going here.
So I did this earlier where I said, like, I'm gonna play a character here. We're talking with Joel Bryant, high school OT. I'm gonna play the character of an NC State Wolfpack fan now.
Okay.
And say, okay, all of those reasons about being a new coach and not having the long-term relationship with players, and that's why you aren't getting the top in-state recruits, that works for Belichick. That works for Diaz. That doesn't work for Dave Doran. He's been around for quite some time. Is it a different problem to address for state that the in-state recruits aren't the top? By the way, they are getting in-state recruits, just not the super big blue chippers. Is it a different problem for NC State as to why they're not getting those top guys versus maybe the newness of UNC and Duke's coaching staff?
We'll say for State, the whole kind of feeling of that program is they're just hard workers. They're going to get all these guys better from when they get into the program to when they leave. They had that stretch, 2018, 2019, when they had all the 4-star players coming in, Drake Thomas, Peyton Wilson, Ricky Person. So they had some success with these 4-star guys in State. But since then, they've been kind of prioritizing the 3-star types, guys that they believe in the character with. They believe in the working character of the player. They believe that they can get the most out of this guy over the next 4 years or whatever it is now, 4 or 5 years now. So they kind of do things their own way. I think they've had success with that. I know that, a lot of these guys here on this list, all these 5-star, 4-star players, they were involved early, but it gets to a point when, Alabama comes in and Georgia comes in and Tennessee comes in where it's just naturally, it's going to be harder for them to keep up. So I know, Faison Brandon, I think NC State was probably his favorite program when he was a sophomore, and then he just kind of blew up after the fact. So stuff like that's going to happen.
How big, and I've tried, so I know how difficult it is. People are so reluctant to talk about NIL, but it is just this giant shadow being cast. How much of it, quite frankly, is just other schools have budgets that are too big for the in-state schools to compete with, so grabbing the 3 stars that you can afford is the best you can kind of hope for because the 4 stars are going to places that just have more cash?
Yeah, it's got to be a part of it. I mean, we obviously aren't going to know the actual figures these kids are getting, nor should they really be sharing that with anyone. It's kind of their personal business. But obviously, it has to be a part of it. I mean, these schools, Oregon is one. There's a lot of money out there at Oregon. These places like Notre Dame, Tennessee, all these SEC schools, you just know, like, without like knowing officially, you just know that they have it there. So it has to be a part of it.
Are those the culprits? Like, who are the teams that are coming in and taking our guys, which is a messed up way to say getting the top recruits from North Carolina? So
in this class, I'll just kind of run through it. So South Carolina have 3 4-star defensive linemen from this state.
Like, that one's frustrating to me.
That is frustrating.
Like, if I mean, maybe South Carolina does just have that kind of cash, but like if Notre Dame or Oregon, like or Alabama come in, I kind of get it. South Carolina, like, you can't compete with South Carolina in dollars and cents. That one's frustrating.
Yeah, that one's frustrating. Clemson, they've always done well here. Tennessee's been doing really well. I mean, obviously with Faison Brandon coming back, they have guys every year
pockets
from the top. Yeah, from the top level of the state. But yeah, that South Carolina one's kind of interesting, kind of frustrating. Notre Dame is crushing it. I mean, they have so many guys. We have a 5-star edge rusher, Rodney Dunham from Charlotte. They have him. They have Thomas Davis Jr., obviously the son of Thomas Davis, former Panthers player. He's going there. Ebenezer Ewatade, he's an edge from South Garner here. He's going there. He's a top 100 player. So Notre Dame's doing really well. Texas just got a corner from outside Charlotte. So it's a good mixture. But yeah, that South Carolina one's interesting, especially the fact that, their defensive linemen, that's kind of what the state's been known for, is really our defensive lineman output.
Joel, we appreciate it. I'm not sure. I don't know if I liked everything you just told us, but I appreciate you for passing along the information. Yep. That's Joel Bryant, High School OT. Let me get this right. It's highschoolot.com, right? Is where you want to send everybody. Anything else you want everybody to know? Yeah, High School OT on Twitter, X, Facebook, Instagram. We're pretty much everywhere, so just follow High School OT, and there's a lot of news coming out pretty much every day. And that's not, obviously, we just focus a lot on football, but that's all sports in high school. It's all sports, yeah. So whatever you're interested in, highschoolot.com is the place. Appreciate it, Joel. Yeah.